the sun, you know. And if the sun doesn't keep shining its light, we men will wither and die.
Naze.
This is smooth as hell. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to do episode 14 of Mobile Suit Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans, the second season. In the last episode, we came to the realization that Mika has lost sensitivity to his right arm and his right leg via the fight with the plume and literally the mobile armor. They won, of course, but it costed literally Tekkadan a lot because Mikazuki is pretty much the sword of Tekkadan and he's badly injured. And I guess according to what happened at the beginning of the season, we realized that once Mikazuki is in Barbados, he's able to regain some of the function of this arm that he can't use before. So Mikazuki is desperately trying to get back into Barbados. But as we've seen in the last battle between Mikazuki, Barbados, and the mobile armor, Barbados was badly injured. So Mikazuki can't even get inside of his Gundam to actually regain the feeling of his leg. And I guess it's been like that for a while. We did see Orga kind of beat himself up, realizing that he's losing a lot and realizing that I guess his path to getting to where he wants, to the promised land, getting to a better life for Mikazuki, like it's not really coming to realization that he thought it was. And I guess he feels as though he's caused Mikazuki a lot more pain than he realized. But in the last scene we realized that Mikazuki was like, yo, even though we tried so hard to get to a certain place, I can't even move. So I might as well be the person you use to battle, to fight to get there. I might not be able to do it, but at least I can lead us there, you know, as the sword of Tekkadan. And I think that's really dope. So without further ado, we're just gonna jump right into the next episode because I really want to see what happens next. Yeah, so let's see. Let's jump in.
And make sure to give my thanks to Bro as well.
Alright.
Come to think of it, I never beat you even once. But that'll change by the next time we see each other, so you had better stay on your toes.
Aw, we missed you too much if it took that long.
Oh!
Have any of you guys seen Laughter?
Ooh!
It really scared me in that battle we had a while back.
That may be, but everything worked itself out in the end.
That's not the issue, Akihiro. Being that reckless isn't an option.
That's true. You're not gonna be around anymore.
Ooh, what?
The only people around this place I could really trust to watch my back were you and Mikazuki. I do need to think things through.
Yeah, he cares about
I
you.
suppose. Here, let's shake on it.
I know, this is kind of awkward. He's like, what's going on here? This is how they kiss in IBO.
Take care, okay?
Enough posturing! I was a fool to rely on someone like you.
I must have my revenge against Tekkadan.
I'm simply suggesting there might be a more effective strategy for us to utilize.
Interesting.
Tekkadan is merely an enforcer. The real enemy isn't them, but rather the ones who are pulling their strings, the turbines.
I get it now. They're the target.
Yikes.
Master Ryok.
This dude's playing chess right now.
Their use is prohibited under the Weapons Ban Treaty.
That won't be a problem. This operation will be for Master Rustel's benefit as well as ours.
Master Eok, I shall go with you. The prototype machine has just completed all of the necessary bench tests. I want an opportunity to evaluate its full capability.
I understand.
I don't know what to do about Eok. The Kujan family admires Eok. His passion has the uncanny ability to motivate people in ways they never expected.
I am
What?
indebted to you for saving my life. However, until I can ascertain that man's real intention,
And yet, comprehending the depths of another man's mind is no small task, especially of a man like him.
I believe I have the right to understand him better than anyone else.
McGillis.
After all, I was killed by him.
She loved you.
Tell me, son, do you remember it, Isurugi? The weapon Tekkadan used to halt the mobile armor's advance on Mars. It was a dying slave. Its power is so great it can even pierce nanolaminate armor. Because of its destructive faculty, Gallarhorn has banned possession and use of this massive railgun.
So that means Lord Kujan is...
A mobile armor, a legacy of the Calamity War, has been discovered, and a Gundam Frames has displayed to the world the power of the demons of old. Curious.
Then...
Get in touch with all of our dedicated comrades. Inform them that the moment has come to take action.
Yes, sir.
Another war is coming.
Is floating like that easier?
Nice, nice. Right?
It looks like an umbilical cord. So about babies. They sure are great, aren't they?
Yeah, that line around their wrists is neat.
That's true.
They look like a tasty ham.
I'm gonna die, man. That's funny.
What?
No more food for you.
I can't reach.
Really? So I
guess the time has come for Lofter to be taken away by another man.
Ooh.
In some respects, they're like my daughters, too. And if one of them were to select a boyfriend from Tekkadan, it would mean that my daughter had grown into a savvy woman who knew what to look for in a man.
Oh, you're drinking the cheap? Yeah.
It's the drink we had when we first met.
It was a cheap little spaceport bar on Mars, as I recall.
Ooh,
You want
flashback.
me as your bodyguard?
Will you do it?
Many in this line of work tend to back out the instant they learn I'm a woman.
That's a strange thing to say.
Hmm.
I'd choose a woman every day of the week.
To guard my body, I would too.
You say I'm the strange one. You were a maverick trafficker, and you hired me, a mercenary, to stand by your side.
Wait, is this still flashback? Oh no. Oh, it is. Oh, she's a pilot. She's a mercenary, I guess.
Man, she sure is something. I fell hard for you. I pressed you to make our partnership permanent, but...
I can't do this anymore.
Damn.
I have an escort job for the Paynuts Company.
Are you talking about that all-girl shipping company?
The long-distance freight business was where women running away from various bad situations would end up.
And had to take on dangerous jobs that the men were afraid to do. And you were willing to escort ships belonging to those women whenever you could. Tell me, is there anything I can do to help?
And that's how the Turbines got started.
Wow.
You saved women who were being exploited in the underworld by making them your nominal wives. You also gave them jobs and made them your crew. To ensure the safety of the women, you chose to become a Tewas subsidiary, and you began to rise up the ranks within Tewas.
Then what happened?
Using women to make his way in the world.
Nice.
Let those fools say what they want.
Why did you stop me back there?
Well, they didn't say anything that wasn't true. I've been able to make my way in the world because of you. Women are the sun, you know. And if the sun doesn't keep shining its light, we men will wither and die.
Naze.
This is smooth as hell.
I've been thinking about something I told Orga once. It's funny. You talk about your blood mixing and your connection with each other, but you don't call people like that your friends. That's family. You should have seen Orga's face.
I'm sure he didn't know what family was.
Wow, dude.
Then again, we women were the same way.
Yeah, it was like that with me too. Which is why, now that they've finally found a family to call their own, I want them to cherish it and not do anything that might put that precious gift in danger.
So many red flags, baby. Oh, literally.
We've just gotten word that our transportation teams and offices are being raided by Gallerhorn.
No.
Eliminating a monster from the Calamity War. It appears you're full of surprises. Old man, what's wrong?
It's
about the crackdown by Gallerhorn. Naze's well equipped to handle That's just it, sir. Naze's gone into hiding. He did what? They weren't dealing in anything illicit, were they? Did receive a report about a banned weapon being found aboard their freight ship. Something called a dying slave. It appears the Turbines had prepared it for Tekkadan to use on Mars. That weapon is what triggered the crackdown.
They probably meant the flauros you used against the mobile armor. It's the same kind of weapon as the dying slave.
Damn it.
Then it's our fault that Bro is.
Unfortunately, the Outer Earth Orbit Regulatory Joint Fleet won't be able to do much.
Wow, what's going on?
What are you gonna do about the old man?
At his age, he knows a dead son can't take care of his father. In the end, he'll have to rely on the one that lives.
That it means
Yes, it means that we were stabbed in the back by one of our own.
What?
Either way, it looks like the time has come to start preparing for the worst, my dear.
Good, I reached you. Send over the Hammerhead's flight path. We'll head out right now.
Stay out of this.
They're going on a suicide mission.
We've become somewhat of an illegal organization. If your connection to us were pointed out, what do you think would happen to Tekkadan?
You're only in this mess because we used the flowers.
That has nothing to do with this. The Flauros was only the pretext they chose to frame us with. Whoever put this into motion is expecting you guys to get wrapped up in it. Doing something rash is the same as playing their sick little game.
It wouldn't matter if this didn't involve us. I'd do anything to save you, even if
Just hear me out, would you? It's true that I exchanged the cup of brotherhood with you. I'm not really your family, Orga. You can't lose sight of your objective. Above
I love
all
this guy.
else, you must remember what it is you have to protect. So I want you to keep looking forward and protecting your family, Tekkadan. Put everything else out of your mind. You got that, Orga Itsuka?
Damn, put him in his place. He had to. Hey everyone, well that was the end of episode 14. Looks like Jaw Z has his plan and is really in action. Teaming up with Kujan, he set up Naze and the Turbines. In the last episode, there's a big powerful Gundam that was used in the Calamity Wars. I was able to pierce through some of the laminate protections of Gundams. It was so powerful. They used that machine to strike down the mobile armor and some of the plumes that are running around. In Jaw Z's big scheme, he was able to notify Galahorn that Naze and the Turbines were transporting that machine just to fight off that mobile armor. Since that machine is literally illegal to use, because it's a banned machine, it's a banned Gundam because of how powerful it is and how it's one of those things that were used in the Calamity War. Long story short, Naze and the Turbines are in some deep shit. They're surrounded by Galahorn and it's just one crew pretty much versus all kinds of Galahorn. All the ladies that were with Tekken are now on that ship, and it's just Naze and the crew floating through space about to defend themselves. There's nothing really Tekken can do at this point. Orga pleaded with Naze like, yo man, we can fly back up there, we can help you fight. But Naze was like, no dude, you gotta think about family. Like, even though we're blood, we're brothers because of this organization thing, your family and your goal was to take your people, Tekken, to a better life. And if you come up here and sacrifice yourself, if they know that Tekken is linked up with the Turbines in this situation, then they're gonna be outlaws too. So Naze is like, yo dude, we're gonna have to fight these, we're gonna have to figure something out. And Tekken is just gonna have to sit and watch. That's the only thing they can do because Orga has to protect his family. And I thought that was pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie, I like Naze. Naze is a good guy. He's a super smooth talker. And the way that he came to fame was pretty dope too. He met up with Amita Arca literally as a running boy. Like, he met her, he needed a bodyguard for the illegal things that he was doing. He paid her and she did it. And I really like how smooth he was. Like, he took on her and then eventually took on other trade routes that were full of women who would work trade routes or literally routes or dangerous routes that no men would take. And they were paid very little for the service that they did. He took them in, wived them all up. I really like his story. I'm glad they broke it down because all this stuff was hinted, but to actually see like a little flashback was pretty dope because it makes more sense that he talked about his family that way, how he was able to grow a bond with these ladies and compared it to how Orga was able to grow a bond with these guys. Because literally they're one and the same. They're two guys or two dudes just trying to find family, and like they just happen to become family with the people around them. And I really like how Naze was like, yeah, I have all these wives, but I'm really happy that one of my daughters and wife is, you know, able to find love out there. So I thought that was pretty sick too. I really like his character. He's really smooth. And I really think some bloodshed is about to happen. Because one, he told Tekken to stay out of it. Two, they're surrounded by Galahorn, and no one really likes Tekken or the Turbines. And three, I think Jocelyn is probably 2 steps ahead of everyone right now. McGillis kind of has it figured out a little bit. Like, he said it himself earlier in this episode, like the Fatu family, like a lot of people have their arms around his neck, and he can feel it because he thinks that Vidal is a certain person. I kind of think I know who it is too. I gave a little hint out, something about, she loved you, or something like that. Like, oh man, I don't know if it's him. But it might be him. But how? I don't know. Yeah, long story short, McGillis, Naze, Orga, they're all in some deep poop. The only light to the story was that Ultra and Cadelia have a little pact to tether Mikazuki together. Now, all three of them have like little bracelets together. I totally forgot about this, but Ultra really wants August to stay home. And she realized when she was talking to somebody, I think on a farm or in a school, that she said one of the ways that that person was able to keep her husband around was to have a baby. So he would stop doing whatever he was doing and he'd be tethered to like his wife because the baby was there. And certain people do that in real life too. Like, they have a baby on the guy so the guy won't go out and date other people, like to stay home and take care of the baby and start a family. And so that's why Ultra in the last episode was like, you have a baby with Mikazuki. Cadelia, you need to have a baby with him. And the reason why, because she wants Mikazuki to be safe. That's ultimately what she wants. Even though she feels as though she can't provide that safety for Mikazuki. She doesn't think that she's good enough. But she is, because she has a bracelet, just like Cadelia, just like August and Mikazuki. They all have a bracelet because they're all important. They're all family. I really like how Cadelia was like, wait, where did all this come out a second? Like, you really want me to have a baby with Mikazuki? I don't think you know how babies work. Babies, you gotta do a certain thing. And then Ultra came to the realization, maybe I am good enough. Maybe we both should fight for Mikazuki, and whoever wins, we should not hold a grudge against. I just like how Mikazuki now has a little harem going on, which is kind of crazy. And I like how Mikazuki, like, there was another scene where Ultra and Mikazuki were just sitting down, and Mikazuki was tethered to his Gundam, and he was able to, like, move his arms and his legs, because he can once he's hooked up to that system. How Ultra was kind of, like, hinting at having a baby, and then Mikazuki was kind of going along with it. Yeah, they're cute, they're fun, I like them. He said they all kind of look like little, you know, little mashed potatoes, little They all kind of look like little hams. Babies look like little hams that you can eat. And Ultra was like, what? No, you're not having any more food. Like, you're going crazy. Babies don't look like something you can eat, okay? Babies are cute. And you need to have a baby with me so we can stay together forever. That was the end of episode 14. I'm glad you guys watched it with me. Sorry about my voice. There's a thing going around. I don't got it. I don't got it. I might got it. Anyway, on the next one.